And away we go. To the farm, that is. We left on Thursday. Stopped by the Iron Horse to get a picture for Alice. It was cute. And the sunflowers were all dropping their heads. And then that night, Newsom and I shared a steak dinner under the stars and pine trees and an occasional airplane going by. And they were phenomenal. The next morning, we arose so that I could go get sunrise pictures at the solar farm in Davisboro. And on the way, I made Newsom stop and stop and stop so I could try and get just the right picture. At about that point, there was a moth that flew by that I tried to get unsuccessfully. And then as we were leaving, that's the farm entrance, and there was a fog over the 40-acre field. I'm always trying to get a good entrance picture. Then we decided to go look at the cemetery and see if the sun would rise over the cemetery plot. And it was good looking, but then we decided that it might be even better looking if we went and found the solar panels. We don't have any yet, but that's an old well. So I took pictures of that. And then we made it to the 40-acre solar farm, or however big it is. And we did capture the sunrise with a few birds in the foreground. It's so pretty right there. And then there were the pea plants. They were in full bloom. And they have a sexy name. And they're the partridge peas. And there was a sunrise with a little bit of fog. We went and checked out the long needle pines and came back. And I made Newsom take me all over in the morning so that I could take pictures of all the wildlife. Look, there's a katydid hiding behind that one. And I pulled up a couple of these to see if I could get some started in my way, way back oasis that doesn't have a whole lot right now. But I think peas would be neat, and I think some of the vines had seeds already formed. I picked a dayflower, and sneezeweed lined the 40-acre field this year. Didn't bother me. And then I went looking for farm road pictures to get just the right concept of into the woods. And the funguses were among us everywhere. And some are poisonous, some are not. And there were a few good mud puddles. Those are chanterelles, and there was and a little bit further down, there were some coral mushrooms. That's the best shot I got. And there's that pea flower again. And this was interesting. Very slippery chlorella algae growing on the road. And that's a little bit past there. And in that mud puddle, there were leopard frogs, many of them. And we noticed they got out of the way. On the way back home, we went to Hamburg State Park so I could collect a water sample. And I did so right there from the grass, knowing that there would be a lot of diatoms. And there was. We also discovered a new outcrop on Shoal Road, and I had to get out, take some pictures, and get a little sample from a pool that still had water standing in it. I made a little video, like a panorama, so that I would remember what it looks like in August. And hopefully every time we go back to the farm, I'll be able to stop by this granite outcrop and study the geology a little bit. That is what I enjoyed doing. And boy, was there some stuff in that water. I'll show that to you later. All the same kinds of mosses I see at all the other outcrops that I know of. And we took Frisco back by the Iron Horse, and then I used my new microscope to explore what was in the pond water and in the outcrop water. And I took pictures and some videos and documented the plankton and other life forms. Here's an orange sulfur I found in the garage, showing the top side and the bottom side of its wings. That's hard to see together. And there's a hummingbird hanging out on the jewelweed, and they are very aggressive right now, defending the feeders. And these are pictures off of my cell phone and off of the Canon camera. I couldn't get the pictures of this golden silk spider, orb weaver, with the Sony at all. Just couldn't get it in focus. But the Canon did a beautiful job with the manual focus. You can see the female and her little male in entourage behind her. Yep, there it is. And there's a little bird I haven't identified yet. And of course, on the way to the farm, we had to stop in Athens. I got me some silver, flora, fauna, fuca, and Newsom and I had a marvelous lunch. And then we went to the State Botanical Gardens, but Frisco was not allowed. And the main thing that happened at the farm was getting a new toilet installed. There you go. And Hamburg State Park is on the map.